to the Coach Hazey podcast.
Okay, welcome to Coach Hazey's podcast, and today we've got a special guest, Mihai. How are you? Would you like to
Fine.
introduce
Hey,
yourself?
how's it going? Yes, my name is Mihai Cojocaru. I'm actually born in Romania. From 1988, I live in Belgium. I was a former professional player. I started my football career in Romania, in my downtown Bucharest. I was around 7-year-old when I enjoyed the club Steaua Bucharest, very famous at this time. It's one of the winner of the Champions League, and this time in 1980, 85, 86 against Barcelona.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did all my youth career in this club. I enjoy from the grassroots, and then we start to the academy, and with the older juniors. I was also with the national team's youth in Romania. In 1988, I moved to Belgium, where I enjoy different clubs, Cercle Bruges, then the professional level.
Nice.
I stopped my career around 35 in the third division. Around year 2000, I was 30. I had the feeling to become coach. I was a little bit confused because it's different when you are a player and when you are to start to be a coach. There are two different ways.
Like now, so what is your role now? Where are you coaching? What country? And just give a kind of little bit of a detail of your day-to-day schedule.
Okay, just I want to start with this thing because I tell you, okay, I don't have to prepare. So no, these things make my work comfortable because I have the skills, I have the knowledge, and in the time I create a method between Curve philosophy and Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
I put all this together, and for sure also my youth influenced me a lot. My football career influenced me a lot. The street before the youth time. And the youth time I have the street. So all this package I put together. Now on the moment I am active in Qatar.
Yeah.
From 2020, I'm working here. November 2020 is almost 3 years and a half. We go on the last 4 years. And I'm working with Al Arabi Club.
Yeah.
I'm a technical director and developer coach for the youth, for the grassroots. That means from the age of 2017 until 2012, under 6 and the under 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I'm with the coaches for 2010. I support them in the game.
Yeah.
So I go in the game, I help them, I give them tips, in the competition games, because they have the competition game 11-11. I have to go. On the end, I'm not only technical coach of developer coach, but also I'm coach. I have UEFA. I take all these degrees in 16-year time. 16-year time take me to start from the C to the E. For the rest, I work every day to perform myself, to develop myself, and to develop these kids. It is the reason that I am arrived here. And you know what I tell you before, everything in life is happening with a reason. Will Curver, he was my master, what I tell you before. In the beginning of the 90s, he was here in Qatar. And I think one of the best DVD what he created in his life football career as coach, he was the creative dribbler. And he was made here in Qatar with the youth, what he trained in this time. So it was not coincidence. So the people who brought me here was the reason. They hear about me, the connection with Curver, and they feel that the youth here in Qatar, they miss the part of the technical training, who is so important in development. That is for short about the reason why I come here. And, was like history. It's happened in one day, and somebody called me, what do you think, you want to come to Qatar? I said, I was just returning from Texas, and I received this telephone. So I said, hey, let me think about it. Let's have meeting. And I drive from my place to Brussels. I meet these guys. And we talk. He asked me, what do you think about the youth development? I say, okay, look, from now until the next 20 years, I think if you want to develop young kids, I think the number one is to work on the skills. And number two, to bring the skills in the real game situation.
Yeah.
And the real game situation in younger age, they are small-sided games.
No.
So you have to create different form of games to let them play. Let them play like before you play in street. Different surface, sometimes without shoes in the park, sometimes without shoes on the field, sometimes artificial grass, sometimes we have sand. We make session on the volleyball pitch. You have the beach volley. We have on our club, we have 2 pitches with sand, and I go with the little ones inside, and they enjoy amazing.
Can I just stop you there? That what you just said there is amazing, because that experience when I played in Brazil for a year, that's the experience that from 19, I was 19 at the time, went to Brazil, and that's what I really took from Brazil into my coaching now, in terms of the Brazilian players played on different surfaces in different sessions, different challenges. So for example, you said, they play, you have football, volley, on the beach. Okay, you train on the grass. You train without boots. You train with your barefoot, and you train on futsal courts. So the Brazilians develop a way of technical ability regarding, their 1v1s, their 2v2s, and they develop it in different actions and different fields. And that's what kind of makes a player. But it's interesting the way you said that, and that highlights with me too.
So Lee, I'm gonna tell you very simple story, and we don't have to go far away to Brazil. You have just to close your eyes. I close my eyes. I come back in time in the 70s, 80s, and I was just in the street of Bucharest, where I live. I imagine we don't have too much space because we play on street. So we create games. We find space on the back of our supermarket. They have a storage place and they have the gate, and there was a square gate. So already you find the goal. And then we create like a game. I remember one stay in the goal, and you have to drop the ball back, and you play 1v1 of the same guy. He dropped the ball, and we have to keep the ball high to play passes and to score. When you score 3 goals, you move the goalkeeper and you bring the new goalkeeper inside. On the moment that he will catch the ball, or if he touch the ball on the ground, they start 2v1. So on the moment that he get the ball from us, you go inside the goal. So then they can change you. But you see, amazing. But you have to play between the people who are coming with the bags from the market, from the supermarket, between the cars, between the garbage car, between the electricity cars. And, you have to find a way. The ball is jumping from left to right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I remember we had a brown plastic ball. We call it the 35 lay ball. Was some elastic ball. He jumping all around. So that's make you control very difficult. But in this time we know how to play with the soul. We have like small Chinese shoes. They are gym shoes, we call them in this time. Some white shoes that you find from China. You have now the Kung Fu Warrior. They have this kind of white shoes. If you see on television, similar with this,
Yeah, but that's what makes you as a player, isn't it? That's what makes you as a player. And
I think in this time, if I look around on my generation, I'm born in 1970, and I think in Romania also the other generation before me. I think the guy who born in 50 and 60, amazing technical players in Romania, because this street. And then the generation of 70 and 80s. On the moment that the 80s disappear, you have the early 90s, I think maximum 95. And after that, the creative player disappear. Because also Romania, if I come back now, in the 90s, then the coaches start to go outside to find information. And the first country where they go was Italy, because Italy is close to our language. We know Romanian language is Latin language, and they go to Italy. And they say, we get the goat on the fields. We have the method. What method? It's Catanaccio, because it's not method to develop kids. And they forgot, because we have to develop players, not to play system with them. So they start to work with the kids like they work with the seniors.
And that's the mistake.
With 7 behind, low block, only defending. So if you see now Romania, you can make research. In 94, we was in top 3 in the world and top 4 in the world, always active in the World Cups, European Championship, and now is nowhere.
Yeah.
And that is the reason, because nobody developed players.
Yeah, no, listen, the street football, the era is gone now, but I think us as coaches, we have to kind of create that within the sessions, and you sounds like you're doing that. So in terms of your day-to-day schedule, just talk us through that, in terms of your day-to-day schedule. You go to the club and, you set up the sessions, what time you start, and stuff like that.
Actually, my daily depends. I wake up in the morning, like maybe 8 or 9 in the morning, actually between 8 and 9. I go to my gym, I go to the pool, I make my training for myself, and then I prepare my session, I prepare my program, what I have to do with the coaches. Sometimes I share with them the program for, the exercise of himself.
Yeah.
But what I did in the beginning, I prepare a book of the principles. So in our club, I make rules, and we work like that. For the younger ages, I call 2017, 2016, 2015, everything is about learn. I have to learn something. Another ones, 2014, 2013, and 12, we have to do. And I will explain you something. So if I start, I have to do, number 1 is master the ball. So this is for the activation. Number 2 is master the opponent. Number 3 is play together. Number 4, create more chance and score. And number 5, the 5-point game is the key. Okay? If I come back for the little ones, I will put learn to master the ball. So making sense?
Yeah.
Learn to master the opponent because they are in this stage. Learn to play together. Learn to score. And learn to play the game. So they are points.
Yeah.
So this is the program. And then we have other principles like play with your heart, high pressure all the time. When you have the ball, we create space. When you lose the ball, be plus, be mean. These are 2 things that we work. We have to hunt to winning back. So these kind of things are also important, and not only in the games, also on the training, because the philosophy is how you train, how you will play.
Yeah.
You will train bad, you will play bad. It's not any secret.
Yeah.
You train low intensity, you play low intensity. You train without ball, you will not have the ball in the game. You lose all the time the ball in the training, you lose all the time the ball in the game. So the philosophy is the most important thing in the game is the ball. So for this, I create also orientative principles. And what is mean that? We have to follow the ball in the game. This is the number 1. Because why? The ball always is a movement. The ball is not staying. So you have to move to get the ball, and you have to move to see the ball. Even the goalkeeper. If the ball is on opposite side, the goalkeeper not staying another side of the goal. Yeah. So we have to follow the ball. So he have to move with the ball. The same the defender, the same the midfielder, the same the strikers. So you move, you attack, you get the ball, you have the ball. And then we have to move to create space for our teammates. On the moment that I have the ball, you have to create space for me. You not create space, I have to find a space with the ball. Because if I play without to have teammate free, I will lose the ball. So then I will start again to defend, to take him back. So not making sense. So always we need to have the ball. So we need to love the ball. So you have the freedom. I can tell to you, Lee, you want to dribble 4 players, okay, you have the freedom. But if you lose, you have to take it back. Yeah. So on the moment that you lose and you stay, then we get not angry, but okay, say, hey, we stop and you say, no, break. What are the purpose behind? So you lose the ball, you have to hunt him back to get it back. Yes. So you create this mentality for them to fight for every ball. Yeah. I think it's so important. We need to have the ball. We want to have the ball. We love the ball. Yeah. So, but freedom to express. It's not a cage. They are not closed. They are not in the jail. They have to express themselves.
100%. Like the way the things that you're saying is very kind of the way I coach as well. So, you know, we got maybe interlink ideas. And you kind of touched on a couple of points that I was going to say in terms of how do you see player development. You touched a lot on a lot of things, but is there any other aspects that you think that you've missed in terms of player development?
You know, like I tell before, also I think also in Europe now, the coaches and the clubs, they have to focus more on individual, because football, on the end, we talk about teams because you play in the team, but it's the individual who play in the team. So if you see now Germany, they changed the way how they work with the grassroots.
4v4s,
Holland did
4v4s, 3v3.
They start with 2v2 on the younger ages, and they go like that 3v3, 4v4. They start to work with 4 goals. This is one of my options that I did for 20 years before. When I started to work with Kurver, that was one of his ideas. I think he was the pioneer in these things. Before Horswain, many people see the Horswain with Funinho, but Kurver was before Horswain. Horswain was only hockey coach, so he had that knowledge from the hockey, but he took a lot of things from Kurver. I don't know if he copied or not, but Kurver was the one who worked with the flash goal. Sometimes he used 3 goals, 2 goals, small of bigger goals. And we calling like a twin goal with two size goals, and you have more change of direction. You give the freedom to score left and right, you know. Sometimes you can work with 4 goals. And you can score in 4 goals. Sometimes you have 4 goals, but you can score only 2 goals, to defend, to attack.
So like,
you see.
Yeah, in the UK, we'll kind of, that kind of session will be called like creating chaos. So you have different decisions players can make.
You know, Lee, many things are coming now, but like I tell you before, they are coming from the past. Like
100%,
if you see, let's take a very simple example. We take Pelé early in the 70s, 60s, 70s. And if you look his skills, he already did. Rivellino started a step overs and all this inside, outside. And
that's a goal, flip flap.
You see, that is what Kurver did before. He took the skills from all the best players in the world, and he started with Pelé and Garincha and Puskás and, you know, Machus and Rivellino. And he put together, he created like a box, skill box. And, you know, now is our time. Like I tell you before, we don't need to copy. We have to think how we can create something new, how we can work. And now they're calling chaos game. He calling just this decision games. Because you have 4 goals or you have 6 goals. It gives my opportunity to score left or right, or to score the mid, or if I can turn to score to other side. So, you know, it's a good method to develop player. And I believe if you create individual strong with the ball, mental strong, physical strong by playing high intensity, you'll have a good teams in the youth and then in the older. And I believe also that every club need to have on every age technical coaches, specialists who can develop player to understand this methodic, because the method of technical training is not easy. Many things that is easy. It's not about one skill of, it's very huge. So I think also the senior level, they need to have like goalkeeper coach, like physical coach. Why not the individual coach who work with the striker, with the midfielders? Sometimes you can make the video analyze, like you tell me before, you make the video analyze, and I see my striker is not scoring from the box.
Why?
My strike? Why? Yeah, why not? So my striker is not strong enough on 1v1. Is not turning very well. The body shape is not well when receiving the ball. So these things you have to repeat. If you see the tennis player, sometimes when they're coming from holiday, when they return, they just train for maybe a couple of weeks only close to the net to place the ball. And this with the hand, you know, with the racket. But the football player, they have to to master the ball with the feet. And they have the opponent. The tennis, you don't have opponent.
Yeah.
And they practice a lot. So this is the football. If you don't do nothing, you have nothing. If you do more, you are better the one who do nothing. It is about the player, about the repetition. And the good repetition you make in master. It's not about you can repeat, but the repetition will not be good.
Yeah.
So that I mean, you need to have the specialist people who can help you players to repeat well, to repeat master quality. And then the development will be different.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. What like I know you touched on it briefly, and I know what's gonna come, but what is your go-to session? So if I said to you today you're gonna deliver a session with 15 players, what would your go-to session look like?
So just a little bit I will return. Like here, how we work. The training sessions start like 4 in the afternoon, close to the evening. When it's hot, now is the winter period. When it's hot, here start the winter from end of December and is going to begin the March. Now start little bit to become warmer. That means the session will be still 4. Ramadan start now will be 8:15 because they have the program with the dinners. You know, they will have dinner. The last dinner is 6 o'clock, so we have to respect these things. And when you have 4, the coaches have to be around 3 o'clock. You prepare your field.
Yeah.
Every coach have his team with assistant coaches. And me and the daily program, how I make, I will choose every day I choose one team. And I will take like 12 players all the time, between 8 or 12 players. So I will let a smaller group also for the coach who will make his work easier. And then I focus on the individual development. I have my periodization for every week, every session, every week, and every month. And my session is look like, you know, the warming up is activation with the ball. Like I tell, some skills, different movements, what they learn every week, and they repeat. And also there will be also for the homework. Then we start some and master the opponent. I have different situation 1v1 where the skills what we learn in the warming up we put in the practice. Maybe in the beginning will be semi-active. That means line to line or with the goals.
Can I just stop you there?
Just to defend them, to protect the ball session. So we have the point 1 is the activation with the ball. Then the point 2 will be the master the opponent. And here for the technical session, I have different periodization at the club one, because every session I have different approach. So it will be the opponent is coming from the front, face to face. Then you have opponent coming from the side, nearby, close to you, or from far away, who is attacking from the side or from the back. So let's see if today we have from the front, we have maybe some skills what you learn, the cut inside of the double scissor, of the scissors. But these things they learn in the warming up, but in the real they have the freedom to use what they want. But I prefer to use the one what they learn, but how they use, how they do, how they put first one, another one, second one, no, this is the freedom to express. But it's important that they have a lot of repetition. So in the master of the opponent, we have a part when also the opponent of the pressure is limited. I call it semi-active, can be limited that you don't take my ball, but can be limited in the zones. Like we have boxes, 2 squares with one opponent. I have to beat in this line. I can manipulate the adversity. I will say, okay, you just defend the line. You're not allowed to go on the front. Then I will say to him, when I come with the ball, you just step to the ball and I can make the move left or right. Or I can say, okay, now it's allowed to attack in the front, to attack me. But if I dribble, you follow me to block me. So on the moment that I will dribble left or right, I pass you. So you can follow me to make my life difficult, to hang on. So I have to pass to the next square or to the goals. And on the end is working on the goals, because also have the session where you have to score. You not dribble the opponent, but you have to score. And different form of 1v1 to the goals with the goalkeepers, 1 versus 0. we can put 2 defenders. Then you have 1 defender in the first block, 2nd defender in the second block. So the first player starts with the ball, they receive a ball from one position, he received the ball, he go inside, he dribble the first opponent, he go in the second block, he dribble the second one. But if the defender will catch the ball, he have to play to the first one. So transition is inside already.
Yeah.
But my attacker now, my striker of the midfielder, how we call, who lose the ball, you have to defending back. Also now for defenders, you can give a scoring line, or you can give 2 goals, you can put sticks, you can put maybe also a goal with the goalkeeper, and you can work goal to goal. The distance maybe 12, 15 meter, like a 20 meter maybe. So, you know, you can manipulate and to create scenarios like from the game, you know. And then you can do 2v1, you can do 3v2, because always I like to work on overloads and always start from 1v1, because always in the game you are on 1v1 and then you have the 2v1. But also one time I put 1 striker against 2 defenders, but also 1 defender against 2 attackers.
Yeah.
So to create vice versa scenarios where the player are coming in the real situation like in the game. That in the game will not tell you, hey coach, you know, now we are defending with 2 against 3. We never do that, how to do. So if you practice enough, they will be confident. They will know how to put pressure, how to cover himself, how to support another one, the movements, the fake movement of the defender to let him, the attacker, to move his ball, he take the ball. Because for me, both are important. I not focus only to attacker, but I focus only with defender, because, you know, on the end, defender will become also attacker. The scenarios is for both of them. So for 15 minutes, one is working attacker, and they will change the scenarios. They will change all the time, like a team or like individual. So all they attack and all they defend. It's like a normal in the game.
Yeah, so very, very interesting that you said that about, you know, you're doing 1v1s, you like to work at overloads. And there's different, like, you're coaching transition in that moment as well. So players are working attacking skills, the other players working defending, and they change over. So the players are working their individual needs, and what they need to work on, you know, scoring goals, dominating their opponent. Yeah, really interesting. Very similar the way, you know, the way I coach as well. No, thank you. One thing I forgot to mention was about what are your challenges working in Qatar? Like what is the challenge in terms of like you as a coach, in terms of being away from family, or the football side, the heat? Like, just tell us like a little bit of experience of what you've.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of. It's a big package. If I say the number one for sure, like every one of us who work far from his country, from his family. If you have family, it's for family. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes it's painful. I have 3 kids, and now already they are older. The younger one is 17, the other one 24, growing 25. My son will become 30. Me, I'll be next year 55. I'm 54 now.
Oh, you look good. You look good.
Thanks. We have to keep moving all the time. But no, the family, I think, is the most important thing, that you know that everyone is good. But now with the technology, we have contact every day that make easy. We have now Zoom, and we have email. We have a lot of application that we call, we send message, and with my wife, and it's good in this way. It's feeling good. My wife travel all the time. Last year I had also a visit from my daughter with my wife. It's making well, you know. And the second one, for a little. Many ask me, hey, how is there? It's very hot. You know, with the weather, I didn't have any problem. I don't know why. I feel very comfortable. I swear to God, until now, I'm very fast adapted. The challenges here bigger is sometimes the communication. Now I can speak some Arabic, you know, not perfectly, but I know some words, the technical words for the football. The English, I speak 5 languages for myself. I speak Romanian, I speak English, I speak Dutch, Italian, Spanish. I have good knowledge for Germans. and French. So Serbian a little bit. I can give for everyone opportunity to choose one language.
Yeah.
So it's easy for myself. And other is for a little bit for the culture of sport, not culture, the religion. The religion, you know, in one way I like here how it is because it's safe. It's one of the safe country what I saw in my life, maybe the safest one. But in the way that you have all the freedoms, you have to respect.
No,
respect
100%.
everyone, to be respected. That is easy. You respect, you have been respected. Because I believe even in England, often Belgium, often Romania, if you have a lot of freedoms, like we call freedoms, and then you will make a lot of shit, the police will take in the ear. So even here, I don't know, you have some freedom. You want to drink and you have to do something. You have the places, everyone is free, but not go on the street to make fight of respect. You get your thing, respect the other one. So that is so important. The other thing, what I've a little bit challenge is the collaboration with some Arabic coach from other countries, because the level of understanding football is not the same like in Europe. And they have to understand that, even they say they know. I think in my opinion, because I saw Japan, because I know you work in Japan, this is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not, but I think my opinion is right because I have a lot of experience and I saw a lot now. I think these countries where the football is not high developed, they have to bring experienced coaches from Europe to select also good coaches, the coaches who can bring something to the culture, to something new or something, you know, who help to develop the players and to help to develop the football. And they have to bring them, like in Japan and here in Qatar and Saudi and China and Indonesia and everywhere. Because if you look around, they start a lot of coaches from Portugal, from Spain, you know, from Holland. There was a pioneer when they go everywhere. Curver was early in the 90s in Dubai. He was here in Qatar. He was in also in Indonesia. I think still they need that. You know, and I think this is also your experience. If I saw Japan now, because if you look in Japan, they are good in skills, but if you look in sometimes I see Instagram, kids are doing, they are workers, they work a lot. But like I tell you before, okay, the skill is one thing, but you have to make it functional. If you look on Instagram, also from England, you have a lot of younger coaches. They have a lot of schools, good 1v1s, but okay, we need to have the games. So
linking
these sessions,
the two, innit?
exactly. They need to have a link, because if you work only on the skill and you're not working on the game, they will not use like in the real way. So our idea is to create artificial skills, but also here is a big secret, because you know, some of these coaches, if they not master very well the method, they start directly with skills, with dribbling like that. No, before that, there are 6-7 stages. So the warming up is divided in ball filling and supplements and fast work, combination moves, and combination moves advanced. So these things are so important to develop balance, coordination, and profiling moves. So when you start with these things in the warming up, the dribblings of the turns, what you're going to learn the kids, they will have better quality, would look like real. So the body, when you make the move, it look like real. It's not looking, because now I see many, they are do the scissor, but you see one hand like that. And the coach not coaching these things. And it's so important, because if I make the scissor in this way, I will not dribble no one. So it's not about only the move
body
from
feints.
the feet.
The body feints.
You move with all the body. So when you move with the hand, if you see one move of Messi, he touches the knee with the right hand, he's stepping there, he go with the left on this side. So he leaning on one side, he bring you out the balance, and he have low coordination, he go with speed and different. So you see, there are a lot of tricks, but you see, this is my way how I work. Everyone have the freedom to do what they think they do. and they think it's good. Okay, let them work. But important that we have to deliver good work for the kids, that the kids get back what we get in the street. And other philosophy, like I love to do, is bring the street back in our session. How we find that? Because if you look the points, what the street get us, freedom to express. Yeah, everyone touch the ball. Less number of the players. Because when you play in the street, I never see it to play 11-11.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Like you said before, it was 1v1, 2v1, 3v3, max in 5v5. When you play between the streets, you know, even we make the competition, and the competition was positive. And was nobody to shout us, not coach to say play, shoot.
Do that.
Yeah, was not PlayStation in the hand of the coach. Was not remove control. So we play, we dribble, we play between the legs, but we get confident. We create personalities, you know. 100%. So this we need to bring it back.
And competition as well. Competition,
magic, because every kid wants to win. Look, very simple. In your session, I often my session of other coaches, I never see one kid who go inside the field who don't want to win the game. Even in the training. And on the end, he say, no, that was the last. No, coach, please, one more. Yes, we have to play. They will not stop. If you let them 4 hours, they play 4 hours.
Yeah, it's true.
Because in the youth football, it's not about the physical thing. Okay, we have to care about when you get 15, 16. But from the zero, I mean from 5, 6 year old until 15, 16, it's just play. Sometimes you have the session, and then the parents say, they train today 2 hours in queue, and after that, they go in the park and train 3 hours.
Yeah.
So then why you not train 3 hours? Because they are not tired. So you see, they can train. A child, if you give him sugars, they can train like 3, 4 hours a day.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you experienced that in the streets. Same did I. Like, you'll play for hours. Like you go training, then you go play 3v3, you play Wembley doubles, World Cup singles, World Cup doubles. So yeah, like you play for hours, especially when I was growing up. So the kids love football, so they will train for hours. What is so in terms of your favorite coach, like I know you spoke about the curver and stuff like that, but and you spoke about Mourinho a little bit. So who's your favorite coach and why?
So let's come back from the roots. I think for myself, because always I speak for myself, and then the other one have to think for himself. Curver was because Curver was so influent over me. They had a lot of influence over me. And the second one was Cruyff, because I lived with him when I was young, and in the Argentina 74 and all these guys. And we know the Cruyff tour, and we try to learn on the pitches, on the street, how is this? And I think he is one of the most influenced coach in the world, Johan Cruyff. Because if I look around, Pep take everything from him. Even Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
And now on the other generation, then Nagelsmann and everyone, I think even Bielsa, he was crazy about Cruyff, and now depends everyone personality, everyone adds something. Even Pep adds something from himself. Even Bielsa changed. And Pep, on his journey, he wants to see, hey, how Bielsa trains. So he visit Bielsa. Zidane visit Bielsa. Pep go to Bielsa, then go to Mexico. He go to La Volpe.
Yeah.
When he was in Mexico, he want to see La Volpe, Ricardo La Volpe, because he have this system of La Volpiana. Every coach it's important, but in my vision for the last 30, 40 years, I think Johan Cruyff was genial. His idea of the football of individual, because his idea is not only for the senior, but also for the youth. His principles, I think if you are a little bit smart and you understand things, and you understand football, and if you look on Johan Cruyff quotes, and you put it one by one, you can create amazing philosophy of football.
Yeah.
So I remember one very simple one. He say like, if I have to defend the small area here, I will be the best defender in the world. But if I have to defend all the street here alone, I will be the worst one in the world. So it's about the compactness, how we stay in the field. So you see, divide the field in a small area, and every player have to be compact to keep it close. We have the ball, we make it big. So you see, these things, are so simple. Like you say, the football is so simple, but it's very difficult to make it simple because everyone think that is Mourinho and Guardiola, and they make the life difficult, you know. Like in the youth, if you ask me what system you like, what you like, I like to attack. 4-3-3. I think for the youth football is one of the best.
Yeah.
So that you have to start, and I think also the others for the grassroots, it is linked into 4-3-3. Some of the systems, I think the most of them. So, and if I play with 4 defenders, I will play with one number 6. Why? Because I will have an area with 5 players, 4 plus 1 midfielder are 5, and then I have 1 number 10 and 1 number 8 of 2 number 10s. And then I have 3 strikers, the wingers who are very fast, strong on 1v1. Depends the number 9 to be stronger, of to be pivot one, to be good in 1v1, to be the box one. And then we have also 5 players. So the balance in the compartments are so good.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the way how you divide the teams in the field to create small squares and triangles and diamonds, and just to move when you have to move, to create a freedom for the one with the ball. And me as coach, I have to help the team to go over the mid, and then for the rest is for them to score, you know.
So just on that, like, you know, you always see a lot of sessions, especially now, they're obsessed with playing out from the back, which is good, and you know, I think is very interesting. But for example, if you've always got a team that plays out from the back, like, people get lost in transition in terms of what does playing out from the back means. So like, for my idea, you know, playing out from the back is just gaining control and to try to score as quickly as you can. So like, even playing to the number 9 when there's space in behind, that's still playing out from the back. As long as it's not like a clearance, it's like a lofted pass into the 9. What's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts and understanding of playing out from the back? You know, what is your reason?
Play from the back it's a build up. It's build up. You have to build up always. It's one of the phases of the game. When you build up, you have the ball, and you start to attack. Like a Cruyff, I come back to the Cruyff. You say, my first attacking start from Zubizarreta. My first defender starts from Romario, and they're making sense because the number 9, he will defend. He try to take the ball so fast as possible back from the build up for the other team. And when the goalkeeper start the ball, of maybe when the defender will play to Zubizarreta, you start to attack, you start the build up. So you want to go very low, I mean very down, close to your lines, to attract the other team down, and then to penetrate to midfield. I saw many coaches now, they are doing also in England. You have this Italian one, is doing very well, and he is one of strategy of team. They attract the team down, and they already play the midfielder who drop down, he received the ball, already scan, he play already in the wing, and you have fast attack of, you know, that depends for everyone, the philosophy. But I think for the youth, it's so important that we learn to build up, to play from the back, not to do with the shot, because you're going to pass the team, so the ball will go up, and some of the players not touch the ball. So if you do this from the younger ages, let's come back to this because I think it's so important. If you do this from younger ages, and the senior level will be very easy because you are usually do these things, you know.
100%.
And sometimes, you know, and you can have agreement with the coaches to let them to say, okay, now we talk about 6 or 7 year old, let them to make 1-2 pass and then let them press. But you have to talk with the opposite coach from the beginning to agree these things, and then you can do on the both side, and they will learn. You know, in the beginning of the competition you can do that, and then in the middle of the competition you have to let them free. So in the beginning of competition, when they start, you know, they don't know, they are the new players. They say, let's see how to learn, and then because this game when the youth are not so important, we win or we lose.
It's
We don't
about
have any
individual.
ranking. So
Yeah, it's about individual.
it's about the individual, and they
development.
have to develop. The kids will learn how to play, and then of the middle of the season, say, okay, now let's play like normal without, let them see what they learn in these months. Because you prepare on the training, you prepare in the game. The game is also training.
Yeah.
I look in the youth like a game is a training.
Yeah, it's an extension from training, isn't it? It's an extension.
It's an extension. You work all the week to see these things, but I not work this week to beat this one, to have enemies. And this, I'm so sad sometimes when you see kind of coaches who bring the game for himself. I hate these things.
Ego.
I not maybe this hate word is hard. It's better to say I'm very sad to see these things.
Yeah.
Because we close the development, we steal the development of the player.
Yeah.
So, like always, many young coaches ask me, what do you think, coach, about how? I say, look, it's very simple. You need to have 3 parts. It's the passion, understanding of the football, skills, and knowledge.
Yeah.
When you have all these things, you can be a good coach. If you don't have the passion and you do only for the money, you forget everything.
100%.
If you have passion, if you don't have knowledge, you have a problem. You have to work to learn knowledge. So you see, it's a long-term development for the player and for the coach. You have to invest in self, a lot of sacrifices that we have to do. Sometimes, and you know very well, the youth coach is not the best paid coach in the world.
Yeah.
I hear some coaches on the first team, they have 2 millions and they have 10 millions. And let's see now, in Saudi, Mancini gets 60 million.
Yeah.
dollar. And, by the way, happy for him on the way. And but I think the world of football, they have to think also about the youth coaches, because I think youth coaches are so important. And to create for them, what I speak now, I speak worldwide, not for here, for worldwide, Japan and Romania, everywhere. The guys who are involved in the football, the guys who organize the football, to think about the youth coaches and to care about them, to give a good environment for the work. For sure, the guys who working abroad, like you and work, and you work in other countries, that they have good environment for to work and good facilities, and to feel home and to feel comfortable to develop the work, because these people try to develop your players. So you have to care about them.
Yeah, nice. And really,
not just giving some pocket money, but giving good salaries, respect them, facility to live, and to feel comfortable and good and well.
Feel wanted as well,
It's important. And then you'll give your soul to develop players. And every time when you don't have any issue in your head and you have this empty and clean, without any, empty, without trouble, without any problems, then you give your knowledge and your ideas and your soul for the football, the passion. You give everything. But when you have problems, then you think about the family, about other things. It's so difficult. 100%. But look, for myself, like I tell you before, always I develop, always I learn. I every day I try to learn something from the coaches, from good coaches, from the less good coaches, from the kids. The most of things I learn from the kids. Even when I select kids now, I specialize myself in selection of the kids. And what I specialize now to understand the body of the player, which body will be good to become a player. And I start from the younger ages, how they run.
Yeah, how they run, yeah.
So, I don't know if you understand, but like here in this area, a lot of kids, maybe in Japan, I don't know how it is in Japan, but in Europe also I see before, many kids, they have a problem with the run. Flat foot, inversion inside, extension outside, one leg.
Not balanced.
One high. Yeah, you have to understand, if you are not running well, and then I have to give the ball, and you have to move with the ball, you will not have balance. The coordination, it will be difficult to learn skills. So these kids with the problem with the balance, we cannot run. They have to follow, to put some sole inside the shoes, to follow some run techniques, are so important. And here I'm trying also to create one program I calling multi-moves for the grassroots. It's like you're going to create a play environment for the multi-move. One atelier will be with technique of athletic. It's not to running, to sprint, but how I use my knees and how I move correctly to create properly speed, properly running, correctly running. Second one, I will give a team game, and I'm looking for the basketball, for mini basketball. Why? Because basketball is so similar with the football.
Very.
We have a lot of 1v1s, 2v1, the overlapping, the diagonal move, the passing, the combination pass, 1, 2, 4, the third, everything is in the basketball.
Lots of transition.
The transition is game of transition, So that will be one. Then I want to bring judo or jiu-jitsu. To not to learn to fight.
Master the body.
To master the body, to work with own weights to develop himself. And then to know how to follow on the ground, to run over the ground, to roll on the ground, to know these things, because many kids, they follow like a potato bag when they go on the ground and they break their hands. So you see, when you go on the ground, you follow like that. Ajax did before. In Serbia, they do all like that with judo. That is what you see, the Serbian player, all they have a green tie is because they do in the youth. Judo is one of the sports, traditional sport there.
Yeah, because Ajax do that as well.
Ajax did before. Ajax did before these things.
What like, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? Where would you see?
So,
3 to 5 years.
Like always, I tell I'm a child of God. So always I follow the pathway what God be me. So if I don't know where to go, God will create a scenario and will show me the way. So
100%.
I want to stay in the youth football. I can be assistant for the first team, even a professional level, because I am a coach. I understand very well the game. I have the skills to understand, to analyze the game very fast, to read the opponent. Because this is also one of my skills. When I start the games, in the first 3-4 minutes, I look to all the opponent players. And maximum 7-8 minutes, I have to know who are the strong keys and who are the weak keys. So from these things, I gonna coach my team. I never look this guy playing this system. No, I play my system always. We have to be dominant. We have to have the ball. I not go to play low block because this guy have this player. I don't have to put double mark. I think the stupid thing. So we have to play your game. You play your team and dominate the game and control the game. So it is one of the things. And let's see. Who knows? Maybe I will go to the first team. I love to stay in the youth because youth give me energy. It's let me feel young and let me feel well.
That's your passion.
And a positive energy from the kids. Every day when I go and I give the 5 and here I have 200-300 kids. I know all. And when Coach Mihai is there, always they're coming and I give for everyone. I adopt them. I give them new names. And sometimes I forget it. Marcelo, Cristiano, Valentino, Gigi. I just find names that I create like that. And they enjoy that. Hey, Coach Mihai, they will give you a new name. And one day I forget the name what I give you one day before. And they say like that, Coach Mihai. I say, what is wrong? Yeah, you give me this name. Oh, yeah, it's amazing, It's something unique with the kids. You have to have the skills. Sometimes I calling you, it's like a playing with elastic in your hand. You have to let him go, but you have to control the elastic always. Amazing thing. Kids are so beautiful and they give us so much energy. And when they feel that they can get something from you, to learn from you, they will give you more back. I think it's the same in Japan.
Same.
Because we played last year with one Japanese academy, the one who Samurai, how is called, Dribble Samurai. It's 1 year. I cannot comment the name, but he worked also with some Spanish clubs, and they brought these kids aboard, and they train in Spain. And on the way to Japan, they stop in Qatar for 1 week. They stay in Aspire, and they play with different clubs and Aspire, and they play also with us. I was very impressed. Very hard workers, respectful, clean the fields. discipline, everything, good with the ball. Don't need coach to coach them. They just
play
do by himself.
Yeah.
Nice personality, yes, very nice.
Mm.
So who knows? Maybe I go to Japan, maybe to Indonesia, maybe back to Belgium.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I go to Romania back because this is, you know,
Long
I want
time.
to do I want to do something for the kids from Romania, and because before to come to Qatar, we had a lot of projects. I had the projects, this training camp, different like a camp what you see around, with limited number. And I did a lot of Romania. I was in United States and Houston and Chicago and Bulgaria and Plovdiv and Slovenia, and also what our activity in Belgium. And I was so impressed how the kids get involved in this work. They love it. 3 days intensive training, they love, and you know,
they want to learn. They're so keen to learn. They
want to learn. They want to learn. They have the hunger to learn. But you know, sometimes I'm thinking like, why they have that? Because I have the feeling that nobody helped him to do that. So when you get in contact with the person who can help them, the kids identify them. They see, okay, this man can help me to become a player. They have a hope. They have a hope that somebody will help him. So I think this is our responsibility, you and mine, other coaches in the world. Everyone have to take this responsibility and to create good program for the kids to help them develop.
Listen, I think
every kid is gold. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Like, listen, thank you for coming on the podcast. You know, your knowledge, your understanding, your experience. You know, you got loads of stories. It's been a pleasure, and you know, I really, really appreciate you coming on. And hopefully, listeners that's going to reach out and listen to you and gain some insight of, you know, the way you work, and the way you develop individuals, the way you develop kids. But listen, it's been a pleasure, and thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate for inviting.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.